Now look, today we need to talk about something extremely serious. A tragic attack that shook a whole community in Michigan and left people across the country stunned. A gunman stormed into a Latter-day Saints church service in Grand Blanc Township, just outside of Flint, Michigan. And he didn't just open fire. He crashed his truck into the building, set the place on fire, and unleashed chaos on people who was just simply there to worship. Now, at least 4 lives were lost, 8 more people were injured, and the community is now left picking up the pieces. Look, y'all sit back and relax and stay until the end of this episode because we about to break down what happened, how police responded, and what this means in the bigger picture. Welcome back to another episode of Eyes Low, Belly Full. As y'all know, this marks episode 160. So here's what we know. On Sunday morning, members of the LDS church gathered for their regular service. Nothing unusual. And then, out of nowhere, a pickup truck decorated with 2 American flags rammed into the building. Witnesses say that the driver jumped out with guns and gasoline, and he immediately began shooting at the church members. And that wasn't all. He also set the building on fire, spreading the accelerant and igniting flames inside the church. Investigators even found what they described as improvised explosive devices, meaning that this attack was possibly planning to be even more devastating. I mean, just imagine being in that moment. You go to church expecting peace, but instead you're facing gunfire, flames, and explosions. And survivors described the whole scene as pure chaos. People running, screaming, and trying to escape a building that's on fire and under attack. Now, here's where things took another turn. Police say they got the 911 calls almost instantly. I mean, officers was on the scene within 30 seconds. I mean, basically unheard of. And they went straight inside where the gunman was still active. And what followed was a standoff with the suspect. So 8 minutes after the attack began, the suspect was unalive. Police neutralized him before he could cause more destruction.
Sunday morning in Grand Blanc, Michigan, worshipers at an LDS church thought they were gathering for a peaceful service. Instead, they faced unthinkable violence. Around 11 a.m., a gunman stormed into the church, opened fire, and wounded between 6 and 8 people. Y'all like the video right here, repost, follow for more. Let's get into this one, unfortunately. As chaos spread inside, the attacker went even further. He set the building on fire. Flames tore through the sanctuary and part of the roof collapsed. Fire crews rushed in with a 5-alarm response, over 20 units battling to save the church as terrified congregants fled. Police arrived on the scene, confronted the shooter, and neutralized him. The gunman died at the church. Authorities quickly confirmed there was no longer a threat to the public. Now the FBI is investigating, searching for a motive behind this shocking attack on a house of worship. The LDS Church has called the event devastating, and the community is left shaken by the violence that turned a place of peace into a scene of destruction. The story is still developing, but one thing is clear: Americans should not fear for their lives when they walk into a church on Sunday morning. And yet, in Grand Blanc, faith, family, and fire all collided in a way no one will forget.
And authorities are crediting that fast response with saving countless lives. Like if they would have been a few minutes later or something like that, the body count probably would have been much higher. But even with the rapid response, the toll was still devastating. At least 4 people confirmed unalive and 8 more wounded. And investigators are still combing through the records because the fire destroyed part of the building. And the community is shaking because this isn't just a crime scene. It was a sacred place, and for the Latter-day Saints, this was supposed to be a place for peace, prayer, and family. And instead, it turned into a site of unimaginable violence. Now, the biggest question is why? Police have identified the shooter as Thomas Jacob Sanford, a former Marine who joined the Marine Corps back in 2004, according to military records. He served as an organizational automotive mechanic, and vehicle recovery operator. And in 2007, he deployed for nearly 7 months under Operation Iraqi Freedom before leaving the Marine Corps a few months later. And authorities haven't, said yet whether his military service played a role in what happened here, but it does add another layer to his background, to understanding his background. And the FBI and ATF are now involved, digging into the shooter's history, his mental state, and whether this was religiously motivated or something else entirely.
In the Michigan church shooting incident, authorities have released the suspect's identity, Thomas Jacob Sanford. He's an Iraq war veteran and a registered Republican. As soon as images of his truck appeared online, people recognized him immediately. Many said he was a familiar face at MAGA rallies. Early rumors on social media claimed the suspect was a Democrat or left-wing activist, but those claims turned out to be completely false. The revelation quickly sparked heated debate online, not only about politics, but also about mental health. Many believe the attack may have been triggered by Sanford's struggles with PTSD, given his background as a war veteran. Investigators are still working to determine the motive, but the case has reignited discussions about how untreated PTSD can lead to dangerous, unpredictable behavior. Community members have gathered for vigils to honor the victims, while online discussions remain divided. Some focus on Sanford's political affiliations, while others highlight the lack of mental health support for veterans. What happened at this church has shaken not only the local community, but also the broader public conversation. Thoughts and prayers continue to pour in for the victims and their families as Michigan mourns this tragic event.
Now, here's something else that's fueling speculation. This attack came just one day after the death of Russell M. Nelson, the worldwide president of the LDS Church. And as of right now, there is no confirmed link between the two events, but you gotta admit the timing is strange, and people are definitely noticing. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the first time we've seen violence in places of worship. I mean, over the past 2 decades, churches, synagogues, and all types of temples have been targeted across the U.S. And the reasons vary. Sometimes it's hate crimes, sometimes it's ideology, and sometimes it's just deeply disturbed individuals. But the effect is always the same. Communities of faith are left devastated, and people everywhere are asking how safe they really are. And what makes this Michigan attack stand out is how it combined multiple forms of violence. I mean, a vehicle attack, a shooting, a fire, and explosives. That level of planning suggests that this wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment rage. It feels like an attempt to inflict maximum destruction, maximum fear. Now, as the investigation continues, we'll learn more of why the shooter carried out this attack. But for now, the focus is on the victims, the families, and the community of Grand Blanc Township. Now, I want to hear what y'all think about this situation. Do you believe this attack was about faith, ideology, or something much darker that we may never fully understand? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And if this video resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up and also subscribe and hit that bell notification for more episodes. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.